just kind of innate in me. I kind of want to do good to some people, but why? Like, is that the right thing? Does that make sense? Um, and that conversation for a long time for me was answered by the fact that God was the ultimate arbiter of morality.
Right.
And that was the grounding. That's what a lot of apologists like to say. They like to use that terminology. They like to say the framework. God is the everything possible that could be good. That's what God is by his very nature, his essence. um and so when I started digging into the fact that there are, you know totally totally comprehensible moral systems that do not in any way, shape, or form reference a deity. And in fact, what I started to learn was, hey, some of these seem to work out a little bit better than this God thing. The idea that God says things are good and therefore it's good, that doesn't make sense. The idea that, like, God by his essence is goodness and that everything else flows, it doesn't really make as much sense compared to these others. So that recognition alone, that there were other ways to get to all of these conclusions and these answers about goodness, badness, how to behave, all that crap, like, that was a big thing for me. But I still believed in God until I started to come across the understanding of epistemology in general. When I started to come across the ideas of just generally, how do we know the things that we know?